Today we will show you two different scopes that are both made for real weapons that also beat any cheap things from China, although these scopes do originate out of the Asian region. First, the Red Dot. This is a rather small sight which is also known as a doctor sight. This is a sight that is more suitable for pistols or SMGs. On bigger guns, like on the Firehawk, it's just too small. But it would be a great sight for close distances for uses on an ACOG. On the right side you can find the on and off button, followed by the buttons used to toggle between the 4 different brightness settings. On top you can find a battery compartment. After removing both the Allen screw and the rubber seal, you can find the batteries. The sight has a black matte colour with a scratch proof coating that has been coated electrically. And that's about it for the exterior. Now onto the scope. Here we have, unlike the Red Dot, a big and heavy piece of equipment that just looks way more impressive than the Red Dot. In the middle we can find the 2 wheels for the adjustment of both elevation and windage. Those have to be first pressed down to be used. This is very useful so that you can't accidentally change anything on your scope. Furthermore, there is also the wheel used to adjust the brightness, which includes 6 different levels once for the green and red lighting. Here you can also find a battery compartment, like with most other sights. On the end of your scope you can find a ring used for changing the magnification of the scope. The scope has the ability to magnify from 4.5 times up to 14.5 times. Now, let's take a look at the mounting of the 2 scopes. First, the scope. This is mounted using the included scope mount onto your rails. The mount is even padded so that your scope does not get scratched. You will need to use the included Allen key to fixate the mount. The Red Dot sight can be mounted, like with any other sight, onto the rails. The Allen key that you need is included with the scope. The whole thing is simple and doesn't require any special skills. So, what can these scopes actually take? Will they change their settings at the first burst of a GBB? Or will a BB destroy the glass? To test the whole thing we will be using a bore sight. That is a laser that is inserted into the bore of the gun that is used to give you a better idea of where the weapon should shoot. And don't worry, this is an old M4 with a broken gearbox. The crosshair and bore sight are now properly adjusted, and we're going to simulate the recoil as we do not have a GBB. Now let's just turn this up a notch.
Und? Das ist ja Qualität. Ja, schaffe.
As you can see, the sight did not change its adjustment. As you can see, the scope did also not change. Even now there has been no change, so there is no need to worry that this scope won't work with your GBB and give you an inconsistent hit pattern, and that it should change during transport. It should also be noted that both sights did not get seriously scratched during this process. Many thanks to Ali from the team of AT Division, who provided us with his M4. And while we are on the subject, both sights can easily be adjusted by one-click steps. Not like those cheap sights that you can turn as much as you like or where it doesn't even change consistently. But how would they do if we shoot at them with a 1.5 dual gun from a distance of 3 meters? Hopefully it all goes well. The sight survived the whole thing. So you shouldn't worry that your expensive sights won't survive the next game. But if you do still have concerns about your sights, then you can always get one of those lens covers that you can place in front of your sights. And look at that, they both still work. As they are both waterproof, the scope is also filled with a special gas which prevents it from fogging up on the inside of the scope. Now, how do they perform brightness wise? Are they bright enough for sunny days and dark enough for nighttime? It can occur that the brightness of a red dot sight is too bright for nighttime, so that you can't see anything, and that during the daytime you aren't even able to see the red dot. During daytime, both reticules are easily found, and at night both sights won't blind you, or rather the sight's brightness can be adjusted so that it is not too bright anymore. Just to remind you, the scope's brightness can be changed 6 times using both the red and green crosshair. The red dot, however, only has 3 different levels and only has a red reticule. How do both of the sights behave during a game? My name is Parrot. I'm not just one of the cameramen. For more than 3 years I have played Airsoft in Team Runlax, and today I have played with both sights. Regarding my equipment, everything has to be very precise. If something does not work perfectly, it will be either modified or swapped. Generally, I think that any kind of magnification is useless for airsofting. We just do not have the range for that. That's why I found it is great that the scope has adjustable magnification. It works and focuses sharply. Anyone who has a sniper rifle and is looking for a scope that doesn't just look good but also works good is going to be happy with this scope. The scope has a parallax correction for about 100 meters. That means that for bigger distances of 50 to 80 meters, the scope will be exactly on spot, no matter how I look into the scope. Even at 500 meters there would only be a difference of 2 centimeters. The biggest advantage here would probably be that no matter how close or far away my eye is relative to the scope, I can always get a clear and undistorted picture and don't have to move my face to be able to see anything. The red dot is quite small and in my opinion is more appropriate for pistols or SMGs, as sighting quickly with a smaller sight does get a bit harder to do. However, it can be used in conjunction with a scope, especially as it is easily adjustable. On a pistol or a 45-degree rail, the sight will do a good job, and thanks to the good mounting it should not fall off and get lost, like my small doctor sight that I once had on a G18 and lost in the valley. Let's look at the pros and cons. The red dot is small, easily adjustable and convinces with its good price to performance ratio. It only costs $80, so around €75. It survives being shot at and doesn't adjust by itself. The scope convinces through a crisp and working magnification, in conjunction with a reticule that is able to switch between the 2 different colours. The cost of the scope with $131, so around €123, is still quite affordable. It would have been good if the outside of the scopes would have been coated too, so that they don't fog up in cold weather. You can order the sights either over the website that you can find in the description of the video or over Amazon. With customs you shouldn't have any problems, but you may have to pay some fees. I hope you enjoyed the video. Here we tried a new concept. We put a lot of work into this, with a lot of driving around and expensive equipment, so if you do feel awesome, please like or favourite this video, but if you didn't, well, you know where the dislike button is. Thanks for watching and we will see you next time.